say, it seems like the lady wants to speak, sir. Why don't you let the lady speak?
Well, it's just something I feel like should be kept internally, to say the least. Nothing. Again, I would not like to disturb our guest.
Really? And how do you feel about this man?
Um, she kind of pipes up. He's my husband. I love him. It, she kind of like looks at him, and he's kind of just staring at her, and she's like, "It's it. Nothing's going on."
We gonna talk to the woman. Miss, uh, if you really need to get help, we can surely help you. I mean, we're staying here and we don't want anything to happen. And
Um.
we gonna use suggestion to her just to get her to
Oh shit.
talk
Okay.
about her talk about her worries.
What is it? It's a wisdom save, charisma save.
Shouldn't it be
It's a
charisma?
wisdom save.
Is it a save?
It's
It
a
is a
wisdom
save.
It's
save.
wisdom. Okay. She got a 4. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she fails.
so you're suggesting for
I'm suggesting for her to talk about her worries. So I think
okay.
it's the most reasonable way for her to open up and talk to us.
So she kind of she like you visibly see her kind of straighten up and posture like almost instantly once your spell sort of takes over her, and she kind of walks past her husband. He's like, "What are you?" And she says, Recently, there's been a problem with just and the husband comes up and he puts his hand over her mouth. Stop. There's no reason to get the guest involved, but I mean she's struggling to break free of his hand because this I believe the
Gonna
suggestions I think the suggestion
he
spell states that like they have to do it. So
he gonna turn to Reggie and like look at him just like help me.
I would say your wife seems very insistent, sir. Might be poor idea to physically prevent her from doing something she wants.
make an intimidation check with advantage because you have a gun on your fucking on your person. So,
13.
13. He kind of just backs up. I don't, I don't, I don't want any trouble. And she kind of breathes for a little bit because he had his hand over her mouth for like a few seconds. It's,
Oh
it's been
my.
hard paying for every everything since they showed up. And she kind of looks at her husband, and he visibly looks pretty upset and kind of angry.
I
The
played with a character that was part in one D&D
this
session.
entire place runs off of the income that comes from the clam and oyster farms and the people that come through to come get clam and oyster farms, and that's how our business thrives. And she starts tearing up, and we just haven't been making ends recently, and she's kind of fanning her face, and she's like crying in between talking, and she's like, the 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 people have been monopolizing our property, and it's we haven't
Oh,
been able to pay. And she
Reggie,
kind
I
of
think
just
you're right about the rich guy problem again.
Who is they exactly? Who is this person coming in and taking up your?
um I just all I know is that they're bandits. That's all I know. I don't know much about them. I guess I'll roll a check for. She doesn't know much about them. The husband won't. Well, since she's spilling the beans, anyways. He kind of like looks at her with a sort of sour look. Oh, there's been a group of bandits known as the Storm Riders. They've been threatening us, monopolizing our
There's our quest.
profits, our oyster and clam fields, which is the primary way that we're able to pay taxes to the owner and the lord. But so it's been tough.
The name of these bandits were again.
The Storm
Storm
Riders.
Riders.
We can't
I
choose
do
it.
have a notebook here and I'm putting information. I'm old fashioned. Why not?
So you got yourself a little bandit problem.
Yep.
More than a little bit of one. We've never had problems with bandits before. Normally, the Storm Riders. I mean, they're just a bunch of ruffians, but I mean, they don't usually do like any. They usually nab caravans and things of that sort. They don't usually mess directly with like settlements and the like. So I don't really know what's gotten into them.
We might be able to help you with this. I'll need to talk to my friends, but you know, I actually dealt with this sort of thing before. I was a mercenary for many years. I don't do things for free, but you know, we might be able to help you.
This is my first close range character
Make a
ever.
persuasion check. I'd rather not get guests involved.
We gonna assist.
Okay, so 20.
Okay, persuasion.
It would be appreciated, I guess. I'm not really the type to like wanting to get our guests involved in these sorts of things. I can't guarantee that I personally can reward you. Just wanted to let that be known.
Did you mention they were bandits?
They are.
Did you also say they were stealing from you?
They most certainly are monopolizing our profits.
Well, that's a good enough reason for you. Though, I'm just saying, if we find something valuable, we might keep it.
That's understandable.
On a side note, does the guards around here
treasure?
Yeah, the guards are kind of useless, but they'll probably be able to tell you something.
Well, it's some place to start. You know, I understand your hesitation. You know, if you tell someone about this, they stick their neck into it, things can get worse for you. I get it. But, you know, so I'll tell you what. We didn't hear anything from you. You didn't hear anything from us. We'll settle this, you know, without your involvement, so to speak, if you understand what I'm saying.
I understand. I appreciate it. Sorry you had to see that scene. Janice is just kind of emotional. Kind of looks at his wife. She's still kind of like wiping away tears, and she's kind of like crying still.
Oh, sir, your Dante is in distress, so I think you should attend to her. We'll do what we can do.
He doesn't respond, but he looks like he understands.
Okay, so what's the plan? Are we gonna ask the guard, or are we going to go to the bar tavern to ask around again?
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea to ask some of these guards what's going on.
Okay. Well, I think that is something we can do next session.
Sure.
Yep.
Does that sound
okay?
Yeah.
Sorry once again. No combat. You know, no.
It's okay.
Sorry for the. I know this whole mermaid thing might have been a little
yeah,
soft,
I was hoping for a combat.
I mean, we don't need to have combat every session. It's a role-playing game after all, not a fighting game.
But you know, you guys learned about some bandits. Maybe, maybe there'll be something there.
Which leads to, like, if they're stealing, they will have treasure. So I'm going for the treasure.
Yeah, right when they said the thing about bandits and stuff, I immediately like, wait, so they have properties and stuff that we can take? Yay!
And
Like
that's why I said
immediately.
we might not returning valuables if we find it.
Okay, so I can imagine like Moon Shadow has this sadistic smile, like immediately when she heard about the bandits and
Like right
things like that,
now.
and then she just gonna be really have this sort of like happy smile. Of course, when we're not talking about the distress of
Not the
the
mouth green, but just the
Jenny's
very
woman.
happy smile. A little bit too wide.
Yeah, can we high five?
Yeah,
Saying like,
high
yay,
five.
more treasure!
High five. All right.
Yay, we have more treasures! Okay, I'm just gonna whisper that.
I,
Alrighty.
Yeah, and
I want to gather the group around us. Like, I claim the treasure items, so this time there might be blood among the party if you manage to steal something from me, or if you dispute. Whatever we find, we judge first and then we distribute later.
Okay,
wait,
okay.
you said you.
No random looting! That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, I see that, I'll take that, and I'll keep that. No such things, or I'll get you in the back.
Okay, this discussion first. Take the loot discussion and then we divide it. Okay,
Yep.
I with it.
So basically, plan for next session is find bandits, do
Few bandits, loot,
something, question mark, loot
and
them,
then spread.
and become
loot,
heroes of the
distribute.
town, and then meet mermaids again.
Oh no!
Well, if there aren't really valuable things, we can return some of the stolen items to the town.
Sort of like the Robin
Yeah,
Hood
and
movie.
if these bandits are crunching the whole town, then you know maybe we get a collective reward, like you know everyone pool their meager resources to pay us for our service.
Well, if the town guards are not very useful, we can just tie the bandits up and then hand them to the guards. Or we can check if there is a bounty on these guards, of these storm riders' heads. And we can turn them in for the bounty.
I was planning on just shooting them, but yeah, I mean,
What happens if the
Well,
bandits
you can
turn
try
out
to shoot them non-lethally.
I cannot shoot them non-lethally. No.
You can if you shoot in the foot or in the hands or shoulder.
There's no non-lethal shooting with a gun. At least in D&D, you can't non-lethal ranged weapons.
Yeah, it's not a mechanic. I can say that I'm doing it, but mechanically I can't.
It's only melee attacks.
Well, we could just if he downed someone, we could just stabilize him.
Unless you like maybe like if you were using like a bow and arrow and like you made some like blunt, you know, arrows, I would definitely allow that. Or maybe
That's not something
blunt
I'm doing.
bullets.
or if you
How about blunt bullets?
Like beanbag shots, right?
yeah, something like that. You could probably yeah. If you like got something like that, definitely you could do it.
Nah, it seems like more hassle than it's worth. I'm just gonna shoot them dead.
They
What
are
about
bandits.
the bounty? What
You're
if there is
getting
a
ahead
bounty?
of yourself. You're assuming there's something when we don't know there is.
Well,
True.
like we still instantly
They
decide
still
to
might
just
have some information. What if they're under someone's, like if somebody is covering up for them? If they have a higher up.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, we can interrogate them again, like
Take a
like the
lead.
incident with the chef barbarian. And this time, no toad, no mushroom. We can kill him right away
Yeah.
after.
I mean, let's be realistic. I'm not going to personally shoot and kill every bandit in their camp. I'm sure you'll be able to knock out some.
Yep, we might need
And
you alive.
see them alive. I mean, justice thingy, and also just
Saturday,
as a
bandit
reminder
hunting
for
and
every
treasure
bandits
hunting.
around here that
Yay.
don't mess with this town. Blah 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 thingy.
You're
All
joining
right.
a little
Well, that
bit
sounds
too
like a
late.
plan. So next session, and maybe do some investigation work, get some ideas
Yep.
of like maybe where these bandits are, and then move on to fight said bandits, and then maybe
Suddenly thought about the party at the Tangers and Tumblers. That please not them.
I'm always for
well,
like
yeah. I'll see you guys next
conspiracy.
week. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
CD,
See ya.
thank you.
No worries.
Have a good day.
Keep well.
Yeah. And mechanically speaking, I vote stealth.
Forgot to disconnect the bot.
Hope it's good.
I'm proficient in stealth, and I have pass without a trace. So, if we wanted to be stealthy, I could make sure that happens as a
Yep.
party.
I could.
Hope it's good.
You could also offer me as a damsel in distress. I can alter self and just go there, be the most beautiful thing they've ever seen, and then we backstab.
Yeah, them in distress.
By the way, do any of us even know that you're doing all this dress stuff? I don't
Not
even
yet.
think you actually.
Not yet, but I can tell you.
Are you going to be
Wait.
like the guy with the female dress with the beard and stuff?
No, I have disguise self, so I can change the way I look. It's just if they touch me, it's just an illusion. So I bought like the stuff in case.
And
They-
even if that fails, Fifi can help you with a disguise.
I mean, we don't need to disguise that. That's like the ultimate disguise already. Basically, the only thing even better is like alter person, and that's like a 6th level spell or something.
You know, I'm a female and I'm a damsel. Like, in being in
Yeah,
distress.
but you're not really good at acting like a very womanly in game.
Wow.
Yeah, let's face it, you're not a damsel.
Yeah, you're very pirate-like. Let's just formulate it like this.
I can try.
It sounds dumb, but I think that Dancer is a better-looking woman than you when he uses alter self, disguise self, because
Oh
he can
come
literally
on!
change
I
into
mean,
anything he wants.
if technically, if we're just using makeup and stuff, then I think anyone would be looking very beautiful. But if you use the spell outer self, yeah, then you'll be
Disguise
much
self,
more
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not
And how are you
insulting Moon's
planning
character
to
in any
make
way.
up your voice? Keep feminine.
It's already feminine.
Okay.
Oh come
I
on!
think I think disguise self actually changes the voice too.
No,
Really?
no,
Might no. Okay.
I
no.
don't think
Disguise self
so.
changes only how you look like. It does not change how you sound like.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, a hot woman's a hot woman to a guy, even if
Well,
she
you
has
can
a
Until
different
the
always
voice.
point you
push
open your mouth.
your voice
We get it.
louder.
Just be very demure. Be like, no. Just like don't actually say anything. Just like, oh no.
No, I'm just going there and do like sign language and saying I'm like mute
You're a
or something.
mute damsel in distress.
Oh my god, this is
A
hilarious.
mute damsel in distress.
And I will be 200 feet away in the bushes,
Okay.
ready to shoot.
What if there are no bushes?
Okay, well, I'll figure something out. I mean, the whole point is to, not to just stumble on them. Like find advantageous area to stage an attack.
That's
Yeah,
why.
one of the reasons I wanted to go in is because I can cast spells to get out of there again. So in case they do find out somehow, I can just poof away and then re-engage.
And if you put yourself to sleep, that might actually be more convincing because it'll look like you faint.
Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah, like you did in the forest. He actually slept himself.
I don't know. I think I might have too much HP right now. Let me look.
Well, just
Well, if you go wrong,
let him hit you a few times.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
I'll
right
I'll hit you a few
beside
times.
you. Then
Don't
certain
worry.
invisibility, so I can help you.
Well, let's discuss this when we actually get near the point. Uh, God.
Let me just look up if I even if I roll high, whether I can even put myself to sleep. Um, because it has to do with HP. Uh, yeah, 2d8.
You should be able to.
Yeah, it's gonna be close, I think. My highest spell slot is level 3, so 2, 7, 9, 11d8. Okay, so I probably would make it. 11d8, I have 40 HP. So with an
My
average roll, I
HP.
would make it.
So yeah, you would probably be able to put
38.
yourself to sleep on that.
Yeah, might help if you beat me up a lot.
You know, that was just a joke. I wasn't actually suggesting you put yourself to sleep, right?
There you
If you
go.
wanted to, you could just pretend to fall asleep.
Yep. Or
I
pretend
didn't
to
know that.
faint.
I didn't know that it was a joke. I'm dumb, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't want you. I wasn't suggesting you act. I was actually making fun of you. So
All right.
yeah, but like in a friendly way. But you like took it literally, and now I feel.
I told you something about this the last time in the forest with the dragonflies. Don't you remember?
Yeah, remember? No, it was the mosquito, the big mosquito-looking things. You like put yourself to sleep on accident because
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
only had like 2 hit points.
Uh,
And then I
okay.
have to come up and then slap you across
Oh,
the face.
something I could also do, which might help, is like my sprite. She can speak. I can just pretend to be asleep and just let her fly around me and then fly to the bandits for help or something like.
Or
There's a young maiden in distress.
or is your sprite female?
Yes.
Well, just practice like puppetry and like move your mouth and have her speak the words
Well,
Yep,
while she's invisible.
that's a
I
good
can I
idea.
can I can I could do that, or I could just pretend that I can only speak through her because I mean, like if you find a mute woman with a sprite flying around her, I don't think it's too unlikely that something like this happens.
Well, technically, if the bandits were to found a woman like that, you're gonna be very valuable. You know, I mean,
Yep,
you have a
enough.
sprite, you're beautiful and stuff like that. You are too easy to be abducted,
Well, I just
adapted,
hope you
or
help me before I
that.
get raped. Okay?
You just did set yourself as a bait.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying I just hope you help me before I get raped.
Well, I think
Well,
that
you can
I
always put them to sleep.
yeah, maybe you should
You
just be
shouldn't
clear
put
on what the plan
yourself
is
into
before you.
sleep. Just pretend. Don't put yourself to sleep. It's going to be dangerous.
Well, yeah, we settled on that one, I think.
Yeah, just make sure everyone else knows what the plan is because if you just say I'm gonna go pretend to be a woman and
Yeah,
like you just walk
that's
out there, be like, well, how far? I don't know. It
yeah,
was unclear what he wanted to do.
yeah. Don't worry, we will definitely discuss this in game too. It's just like dancer doesn't even know this is happening right now. We're just doing like out of
Yeah,
game
he's
planning.
asleep. He doesn't even know about the bandits right now.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying we're just doing some out of game planning.
Yep.
So
Out
we
of
don't
game
have to
planning
in
is
game.
nice. Just remember it for next week.
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah,
game
you know,
planning.
I forgot about that hole in your head. Like, I know you said it in the recap, but like as soon as we
Yep.
started playing and he started like talking, I completely forgot to say.
Yeah, because Moon wanted to go to Shelltown instantly, so we just went there. No one ever talked about it.
And I made you pay for the pearls I bought.
Well, that was the deal after all.
I have a question though about the predetermined death of you dancer. Is that only like the guy who can look at it only see the death of you, or can he see other people?
Uh, I don't know much yet. I just know that the Chimera has like supernatural powers because he's like thousands of years old. Like,
Oh, okay.
and he's like a magical creature that was he's like one of the first creatures that were ever created, basically.
Yep, he's a very
And
powerful deity that we encountered last week when you were
yeah,
not here.
he's basically a demigod.
Oh,
And
okay.
he like talked with us, and he told me like, okay, if you have any questions, tell me. I could tell you about the history of this place, blah 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 blah. And then he told me I could also tell you about your death. And I was like, wait, about my death? And then he told me, yeah, you know about your backstory. Yeah, they're gonna kill you.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah, and then he said, but you helped me out, so I'll help you out. I'm gonna give you a vision. And in this vision, I will enlighten you in some way on how to not die.
Yeah, but he did not specify whether, when, and what way the vision is going to present itself, right?
Nope, he just said I'm gonna have a vision.
Yep, so it might be during the day.
Yeah, also like imminent for an elf is like a long time. I mean, you could be like 80 by the time.
I'm not an elf.
No, I know, but the people who are or like the fairies or whatever that are like the ones doing it, they live a long time. I
Okay.
mean, to this ancient creature that you know has existed since before humans, like you know, imminent is like you know could
No,
be like a light.
I think I think he explained that it is really imminent, like a few years tops, like if not even soon. So
Well,
yeah,
let's wait for your vision first.
yep.
Okay, see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Hopefully with some combat. Ah, and treasure finally. And seriously, my character is going to club you on the head if you try to steal any of the treasures, cause she's all about treasures.
I'm not gonna steal anything.
I mean, take them away from me.
The only thing I want is like if we found a magic gun, but otherwise I don't really care.
Yeah, you know what happened when we found the magic pearls? I didn't get them, so it's cool. Besides, your character and my characters are friends. Supposedly, I'm saying supposedly, you wouldn't backstab me.
I'm not planning on backstabbing anyone. Not
Well,
intentionally.
that was my idea too. non-intentionally, everything is possible. Okay, okay. Okay, go to bed because I know it's really late there. Sleep well.
Yeah, it's 5 in the morning.
You're really crazy to be playing so late.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm like up this late every night.
Okay, bye bye. So, about the other character I mentioned when we were talking about good and evil characters to play, there was one Dungeon Master group where we actually started at level 10. So I had a wide variety of skills I could pick, and I was playing a cleric. I don't play close range characters, like this one is my first, like ever. I've always maneuvered my characters around the long range, either crossbow, bow, or hand crossbow. So my cleric had a shield attached to her arm, so she could hold the crossbow and reload with her both hands. On that character campaign, we had a little gnome who was evil. He was playing pranks, especially on our paladin and stuff. And at some point, I was not in the session and he died. My evil plan of revenge was to resurrect him, but I kept it all secret. So I did confirm with the dungeon master, he liked my idea, and I did resurrect him as a good character, like Fabio, you know, the guy from the female love covers long time ago. Let me see if I can find the Fabio image. He's really famous. Yeah. He, too small. Well, you get my idea. It was more like that. Let's see if it's big enough. No, but I can scroll it up. So, I resurrected him as Fabio. That was the cleric revenge. So, be careful what you're doing, people. Especially if you have to rely to someone that is good. And you can't have this tension in the party. So, as we started, when they didn't give me the pearl necklace, I wanted it as my sole purpose of one skill. That's why I went looking for a lot of pearls. I have identify skill. It's the one and only skill I got because I took a feat. I took a mage initiate. I'm having my mage hand. For me as a rogue, that's very nice to have. So I can operate 30 feet behind. So I don't blow myself in the face or something. And I picked the only one skill that for me it fits in my background story as a pirate. That I am after treasures. That's why I identify. Either if it has magical properties or not, identify will show it to me. So I can identify anything. And we found a pearl necklace that was bad, sort of, and they didn't give it to me. And I didn't manage to convince them, and we did not have the party loot and how the items are going to be distributed if we find them. So I was planning to flip my character to be like good to the good guys and bad to that one person. That's Fabio, yeah. Let's see if there is a better. That's a very old book stories, guys. Yep, I think I hope this one is big enough. Nope, but it doesn't matter. There, that sort of image like Fabio. Like all the long flashy hair and clothes and like female attraction type of really old fashioned style. That's Fabio. Actually, he's not sure if he's still alive. I hope so. He's an Italian model. That was on the cover or on most of the books that are going out some time ago. My mom used to read them, and I was impressed. So Fabio stuck, and I resurrected that guy as Fabio. That was my revenge of the cleric. From a little tiny itsy bitsy gnome to a female attraction human. So I had my revenge by resurrecting him and hiding his original body. So we actually did stories, and I pretended that I will be resurrecting him in his body, but then I flipped I flipped it and I resurrected him as Fabio. That's why I play chaotic neutral characters most of the time. So I can do something that can be seen either as good or evil, and it is either good or evil, but I have this leeway of turning everything like in profit. So the guy was angry, but then the party was okay. It's like two sides of a coin. One thing that's good can be seen as bad. It just depends what perspective you're having. So I was planning to be like that with my party. Then was the guy who didn't actually give me the necklace, so I was going to be good to the rest of the party. I was going to be bad to him. So he was not going to be my friend. He was not going to get my support. That's why I actually asked him for the money and for the pearls and stuff. And I still have to pay to get the pearls into some sort of jewelry. I don't want to perform identify every time hanging around pearls and stuff. I just want to be an item that's on myself. And I found that big pearl sort of. It's a very big one, so it's totally worth more than 100 gold. And I'm trying to turn it into profit. But not in Shelltown. They almost got us stealing from their pearl reserve or like pearl plantation. I think that's like in the previous Saturday morning session. We managed to pretend just to be swimming around and exploring after I actually managed to get myself out of the water in time after I snatched the pearl from the oyster. So it's quite a hush hush that I have a big pearl. Now I have 14 tiny small pearls. It was a little bit boring during the start of the session, but at the end it was really lively. And we got sort of a quest for next Saturday. I hope we're gonna see a little bit more combat. I'm not enjoying being a frontliner, I'm telling you that. I get slashed a lot and like knocked down and knocked out a lot. That's why I always prefer to be like in the back line from a distance. But I'll be streaming other games a bit later. Now it's time for me to go water the flowers or they will literally die if I don't do. And I'm taking lunch too because it's exactly noon here. You can join in later, guys. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for sharing your stories with me. I will read the character and the background story as I promised, but I am not doing that on stream because I don't know when I'm going to be streaming again. And I want to focus and I won't be able to interact with the viewers and stuff. And you're late, Kamui. I've been streaming from 9 this morning. So, more later. Thank you guys and bye bye for now. Fabio. He's fabulous. Okay, sleep well. Or not. No, you're not going to bed, are you? It's afternoon for you, if I'm correct. Yep, I knew it. Late afternoon. And for me, it's lunchtime. I'm happy to see you all guys here. If you want to read the stories, they're like a little bit up in the chat. So I'm totally cool with that story. Yo, the guy with and without long hair. Yeah, well, he was quite famous back then. This one picture reminds me of League of Legends Taric. They made him to look like this guy. I'm not sure intentionally or not, but something like him. So, if you're in bed, I hope you sleep well later. So, bye bye guys. Come see me again. Hi James. You're tuning in just as I'm finishing my stream. Because it's been 3 hours already. The dungeon group is left and I was showcasing other Dungeons and Dragons adventures. How I did resurrect the guy in the human form of Fabio. That was hilarious. But in Dungeons and Dragons, you can do anything. You just need an imagination for it. And I'll be streaming other games later. Most likely, I'm gonna do some walkthrough, but it's going to be more off stream because I need to do lots of farming and stuff and crafting, and that's not very entertaining. I'll save the butt kicking, either mine or the monsters, for later on stream. Bye bye for now. Thanks for stopping. Bye.